Common causes of overeating and how to fix them, Part 3. Eating too quickly is a common cause of overeating, and I am notorious for doing that. When you eat very quickly, you haven't given your brain a chance to process exactly how full your stomach is, and you find that you will overeat. One way to assess that this is happening is you feel excessively full after eating. If you would have eaten a little bit slower, then you would realize that you feel full and stop eating much sooner. But because you're chowing down very quickly, by the time that your brain realizes how full your stomach is and starts to send you those satiety signals, you've already eaten far too much. So how I overcome this issue is I try serving myself smaller portions, or I might use smaller plates to put my food on, and I'll just eat everything because, that's what I do. But I will give myself maybe 10 minutes and see how I feel before I decide if I want to get more food. If I feel satisfied, if I feel full, then I just stop there and it is what it is. If I still feel kind of hungry after 10 or 15 minutes, then I'll get a little bit more food. Another thing you can implement is mindful eating. Actually taking your time to sit down and chew your food thoroughly and savor your food and enjoy the moment and not just scarf down everything quickly and move on to the next thing. And so mindful eating, I've talked about this briefly in the past, can be very therapeutic and can also help to improve your relationship with food. So those are two things you could implement for eating too fast, and that can help to reduce overeating. Another common cause of overeating is emotional eating, and someone was kind enough to mention this as their particular problem in the previous video. I believe that the mechanisms behind emotional eating are very similar to eating because of chronic stress. The food is soothing and comforting and helps to reduce the stress hormones and the negative emotions that you might be experiencing. However, no matter how good it may seem, it is a terrible habit and a common cause of overeating and weight gain. The only way to overcome this is to confront your emotions. Don't try to bury them with food and think that you're going to deal with it later on. This becomes a vicious cycle. Every time you feel, and it's often negative emotions, but it can be positive emotions sometimes. When you're excited and happy, you think you have to celebrate with some sort of food. But the more you implement this habit, the more your body will get used to it and come to expect it with any sort of emotion. So it should be a priority to really break that habit. You have to be able to address your emotion and whatever it is that led to the emotions you're dealing with, and you have to find effective stress management strategies to implement. And as I've mentioned before, you go out and get some fresh air. You could try reading, doing other activities you enjoy. But when it comes to emotional eating especially, you have to address those emotions. Eating is not going to solve anything. Click the link in my bio to get my free PDF, 3 Reasons You're Sick and Overweight and How to Fix It. Thanks.